You're listening to We're Big Kids Now, a podcast journey through stories, interviews, life lessons, comedic relief, and most likely some not-so-wanted advice. My name's Joe Alexander, and I'm here to hopefully inspire, motivate, and above all, just have a good time with y'all. So sit back and let's get started. All right, and welcome back to We're Big Kids Now. So today I've got a guest. I would like to say she is almost like the Barbie of Miami.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I saw her online through another social media page, and when I saw her and I started seeing what she does, I was like, oh my God, I need to bring her on. She is a woman of all trades, and I think just saying she is the Barbie, because we all knew Barbie had many hats.
That's true.
No, other than, let me just introduce Jessica Burns. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm really excited to talk to you today.
No worries. I'm excited to have you on. I just wanted to share, obviously, your story, what you do, because I thought it was pretty interesting. I love bloggers, and I think that's where I kind of want to start first. How do you find the time now? Are you full-time 24/7 blogging, or what is it that you're doing?
So I have two main businesses. I have a digital marketing agency, and then I have a Miami clothing brand called Pink Coral Miami. And I started my blog just to get some traffic and some interest into to my clothing line. It's called taggedinmiami.com. But
Okay.
As I started it and developed it, I forgot that writing is a passion of mine. I just hadn't done it since I was a kid. So instead of using it to talk about fashion, I started using it as a way to work through my problems as an entrepreneur, and it kind of blew up. So it's funny you want to start with the blog, because that's like the least things that people around me know about. So.
Well, I love when people can write about things. So what I'm wondering is did you study journalism? Were you actually like that in high school? Like, what started the blogging?
No. So the blog, like I said, I was just going to talk about fashion things, but then it turned into other things, and I got really into it. So I used to do this as a kid. I would write books, and I would get all my teachers and all my parents and everybody to read them and comment on them and give me feedback. So it just kind of grew from there. And I had a blog in high school as well. So yeah, it's a real passion of mine.
Was it just part of like school related, or did you actually started like fashion when you were younger?
No, it was the same as this, actually, more psychology and why we do the things we do. And it wasn't school related. I was kind of a nerd in high school, so I didn't want to show this side of anybody. So no one really knew about it.
So where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Miami, or you moved to Miami?
No, I grew up in a small town in Canada, actually, outside of Toronto.
Canada. Why the move?
Well, my father is American, and my mother passed away, and he was in Fort Lauderdale. And a girlfriend I grew up with in Canada moved here. So she's like, come on, let's move down here. So I had never even been to Miami before I moved here. It was a spur of the moment thing.
Are you loving it, or is it a culture shock?
10 years in, this is home for me. Definitely a culture shock, but I love Miami. I think that Miami has something for everyone. I'm not a big party girl. I'm not a big goer-outer, but I love to beach. I love to be healthy. I love to write. I love to network. And Miami gives me all those opportunities. So I love it here.
You gave me California vibes when I first saw you. I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she's like from the Valley. Like, I love her. Like, she seems so like fun. And
I've got that before, but they say you're West Coast or East Coast, and I am such an East Coast girl. I cannot live on the West Coast. I need my Florida.
Have you been to California before? No.
I have, and every time I'm there, I love it. It's beautiful, but I want to hug Miami when I get home. I'm like, thank you for being you.
Do you miss the cold, or are you loving the sunny vibes now?
I hate the cold.
Really?
I am that person when it's 60 degrees. I'm a nightmare. Yeah, I've always been like that, though. So.
I would say, because I think in the cold you have way more areas of being able to be more fashionable. I think you have so many more layers. So is it like now, do you find it a different type of style of what you're getting into now, as now in the Miami style?
So it's funny you asked that. I have this little quirk about me that everyone knows. I hated pants. When I moved here, I refused to wear pants for 8 years. I was like, nope. They're leg prisons. I refused to move to Miami. I had an ex-boyfriend take me to like New York and Canada for a trip, and he's like, "Are you going to wear pants?" I'm like, "No, it goes against everything I believe in." So if
it was no pants, was it shorts or skirts?
It was usually skirts or shorts. I could throw tights on it. I just did the layering thing, but I'm like, no, I'm a Florida girl. We don't wear pants here. So this is the first year that I like pants again. So that was a thing everyone knew about me.
So you got rid of all your clothing for the cold.
Yes.
Do you regret it when we get our little moments of cold, or you're like, no, this is not even cold to me?
No, not at all. Like 9 years in now, I'm like, maybe there's some things I missed, but no.
So going into basically, you started a clothing brand. That's the one that's called Pink Coral?
Yeah.
I love it. So I was looking at a couple pieces on there. For what I saw, you kind of almost make it more in a wide range for all shapes and sizes because it wasn't one style. Was there a certain niche of what you were getting into when you were creating Pink Coral, or how did that start? Because I love the tagline, and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. When bikini time ends, martini time begins.
Yes, that's like, and it's so Miami.
I know.
So one thing, I grew up in a town where everyone was blonde hair, blue eyes, not very much culture or color, and everyone was super skinny. And so everyone talked about each other, and it made me uncomfortable. When I moved to Miami, that was the biggest culture shock that I had. People of all sizes were confident in everything. Like, you see women on the beach in next to nothing, but that's a culture thing, and they rock it. So when I started Miami, it wasn't just for me. It's for people. It was Miami-based, Miami-inspired. So we needed color, we needed shapes, we needed sizes, we needed to flow. And I wanted something for everyone. Like, you don't have to be a colorful person to find something at my store. So that's what I liked about it.
So have you branched out into doing, is it like right now, because from what I'm saying, I know you do the styling as well. Is it only for women now, or have you branched out into doing certain pieces for men, like board shorts, things like that?
So come 2021, we're about to launch our new streetwear collection. It's going to be men and women. It's going to be athletic wear, track pants, hoodies, crop tops. I'm actually going to be collaborating with a couple local artists in Miami, and I'm going to be putting their artwork on some really, really awesome pieces. So those are going to be available for men and women, and we'll do custom pieces as well. Since I started the store, men have been saying that there's a million women's store. There's nothing for men. So if anyone wants to start a boutique, I suggest you do it for men.
Well, no, yeah,
start
because
there.
With your collection of what you have and what I've seen online, I love the colors, I love the pop, I love the floral, and that's so Miami. And I know with the transition, obviously, it hasn't been so strict to where it's only now the straight world. I think the straight and gay world are now branching out to then, show the colors.
100%.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're kind of like more fluid now, and I love it. And
I think the gays are the trendsetters. Like the straight guys are looking to the gays to see what to wear these days. Like, there's sometimes I'm like, where did you learn to wear this outfit to my friends? And they laugh at me. They're like, it's my gay friend. Like,
it's true. It's like almost like Hawaii blew up in Miami, and now everyone wears floral. So it's like, hey,
we needed it. The guys here dress horribly. They needed that style. I love it now.
It's so bad when I see some of these guys wearing these pants that look like remember the pipe jeans and things like that, where they were so like Jinkos. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Like, it's so bad.
Oh,
like,
my father
please.
hated those. I remember them well.
So part of your clothing brand, part of that, you do local deliveries. I know that you do a lot of private shopping as well. So when it comes to private shopping, what do you do with that? Like, how does that go about?
So generally I'll set up a meeting with the client and see what they're looking for. So most of my clients are, like wives or daughters of some people that live in Miami. And so for example, a typical day, I'll find out what they're looking for. So if they're looking for formal, then I'll do the research and I'll find out what stores they want to go to. And I'll take them with me. I have a driver. We go to every store and we just pick out outfits. I usually will go and pull some pieces first. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if they want to do it reverse, or this is really popular with men, they'll say like, here's my wife, here's my budget, help me pick out a present. And I'll just do it myself and then get back to them. And then I usually will follow up in case there's any returns or alterations or feedback. But I try to just make shopping as easy as possible because Miami's kind of weird with it here. We don't really have a mall or, easy shopping options. So
no, I love that.
I was trying to just make it easy.
And I think doing that, I think it becomes more personal in the sense of where like you're really going to find what you want. And it's somebody that once you get someone who can style you, you probably stick with them going forward. So do you have certain clients that have stuck with you the whole way now through these last few years?
Yes. And mostly this is my favorite, like my most popular client for the personal shopping is men that are like, I don't know what to buy for my wife. Help me. And I have never had one issue with the wife ever. Like they're all so happy with what they get. So
really, I love to hear that. That's awesome. So you do it a lot for women. Have you done any personal shopping for men?
Oh yes. I have more men personal shoppers than women just because men I find don't want to deal with it. They don't think as fun as we do. So a lot of like professional like CEO men that just are working a lot and they don't have time to go shopping. They get specific, like I want 5 Lululemon shorts in this color and this length, or they'll be like, I need gym shirts. You figure it out.
I love it. I love it.
But after a couple tries, they're very trusting because I've proven myself. They know that I can handle it. So it's cool. It's really fun.
It's almost like those, like how you're seeing now, how there's a lot of companies that are doing like those box styles to where like you're getting a box, you're getting some trunk items, and you're picking from there. But at least this way, it's like it's handpicked from someone that you know personally, and you're getting their own style from already. They're saying, hey, look, I know what you picked there. I didn't like that one. Let's do something totally different. And then now you know how to go forward.
Yep, exactly. And it's pretty easy. Like people's styles are pretty straightforward. So even if they don't know what it is, you can figure it out usually.
What's like the weirdest style you've seen so far?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. We live in Miami. There's not really limits on anything here. I saw this one piece. It's essentially like a long dress, but it comes up at the top and then it has matching shorts. And someone wore it without the shorts. So it was just a very, very, very short dress. And I'd never seen anything like that. I was like, okay, I don't think that's proper. Miami, though,
They're like, I want the style. I don't want the comments.
Yeah, to each their own, right? I'm like, all right, go you. Thanks for the support.
That's so funny. So when you're delivering now, where do your deliveries go up to? Is it all of Florida or how does it work?
Well, I have my online store. So if you're outside of anywhere local, I can ship anything to anywhere. If you're like Fort Lauderdale, Boca, West Palm, I can drive anything. And those are mostly for like the last minute people that need something on the fly. Okay. But I like to meet my people. I used to have a store on Lincoln before COVID happened. So any chance that I can get to meet clients, I love that feeling,
So now with the store gone, how are you doing it? Just strictly online and then maybe from home, or how did you do?
Strictly online. We're focusing on launching a new collection, and I'm trying to think of some creative ways to get it out there next year, because I don't know, even though Florida's kind of open right now, I don't know what's going to happen in the shopping world in 2021. So online is booming right now. So we'll see how it goes. But definitely some pop-ups.
I was going to say, yeah. So I saw that you did a couple like the pop-up private parties. How does that work? Does that actually come out beneficial when you do those?
Usually, yes. There's been a couple that are like hit or miss, like any pop-up. But for the most part, they're pretty good. And because I have my digital marketing agency and I'm kind of a networker, I've started hosting more events now. So whenever I host it, it's great because it's all the same like-minded people, and we usually get a great turnout. So I'm planning one right now and hopefully January 2021, and I'll keep you posted on that.
Awesome. So so obviously we closed down the store since COVID. Almost how they do the food trucks? Would that concept work with with personal shopping?
You know what? I looked into like a fashion bus this year, and the only thing is Miami has no parking. That's the only thing. But like turning one of those, like a fashion food truck or a fashion bus would be amazing because it's on the fly. You could go to all those events in Wynwood, just post up. That would be ideal. I think that would be great.
I love that. And I think that would be awesome because I don't think you really see many of those. It's all really just all these food trucks going around. But imagine having like those like personal shoppers on the go. They show up either in your neighborhood. And then if you have like a whole bunch of girls that live in your area that you're all friends, hey, you know what? I've got her. She's coming over the weekend. Come out and shop.
Yeah. They have the mirror, the whole store there. And then you just drive home. And it's actually easier than a pop-up because there's no setup or takedown. So
I love it.
Yeah, I have thought about that. If I could find some parking, then that would definitely be possible to have.
So moving into basically, you've done the personal shopping, you've done your own clothing brand. Part of the clothing brand, is there any accessories part of it, or is it really strictly just clothing?
No, so I launched an accessory line with the opening of my store last November, and it was called Gold Coral. So that one is just women right now, but our accessory line is Gold Coral by Pink Coral, and we all have like beach-inspired accessories and hairbands and just some little accessories to get started.
Favorite color is pink?
Yeah.
I'm like,
always.
just a hunch by the name, but I love it. No, I love your pieces. So for people to check out the clothing line, that is it's Pink Coral MIA?
Correct. pinkcoralmia.com or Instagram. And if they have any questions about anything, you can DM me, send me an email, go on the website. I always answer. So.
Okay, awesome. So now I know the last thing that you just started branching out was your whole new digital marketing agency. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it was kind of a part-time thing that I was doing a couple of years ago on the side with everything else. And it kind of grew into something bigger in COVID. So this year I was doing social media marketing for the last about 6 years. And this year we've expanded into logos, website design, print material. I've hired a full team that are like the best of the best in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and they're incredible. So we have not had one person be unhappy yet. So the website's going to launch in the next couple weeks. And then, so we're excited.
So that's going to be also to build websites, or is just really only on the digital side of like the graphics?
Nope. We do everything from graphics, logos, websites, or complete social media management or content creation. And even event management is on there as well. So
I love it. So now, did you study also in the digital marketing, or what did you do?
No, my degrees are in business, and then I have one in human resources. But I've always loved the cell phone. You know, I'm a millennial, so like I got my first job to get my first cell phone, and my cousins make fun of me because he's like, "You've always been obsessed with your phone, so it makes sense that you work from it now."
What was your first cell phone?
Oh my gosh, it was this really cool LG one where the screen could flip over, so it looked like an iPhone.
I remember the Sidekick days. The Sidekicks were my favorite. I'm obsessed with those. I wish those would come back.
Those didn't really pop off in Canada. Like in Michigan, when I would come visit my family, there were all the rage, but Canada didn't really get the Sidekick. I was upset. I wanted the rhinestone pink Sidekick that Paris Hilton had, of course.
Of course. Oh my God. So you studied HR, you studied like that business. No, it makes sense now. Obviously everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
How are you finding the time? Is it just saying like, you know what, I want to keep myself busy?
Well, it was kind of one feeding the other. Like when I was doing social media management, it was like, let's just, this is my day job until I get Pink Coral off the ground. But entrepreneurship, like anything else, it's really hard to get to a steady place. Like the number one way to succeed being an entrepreneur is not to quit. And it's the hardest thing. So, as business took its course, I needed to make my digital, basically it's just a way to get out of having a 9-to-5. Now, it's not a great way to do it because instead of working 40 hours, I work like 80 or 90, but I also love everything that I do. So I love every client I have. When I write, it's about issues that I'm going through, so I'm interested in it and I can do it quickly. And I'm pretty lucky. I have a great team to help me with all the digital marketing clients, and Pink Coral, that's just my passion. So I do that every night. Like I'm home every weekend. I'm working, designing. So
I love it. So with that, is this something that you kind of want to branch out and take it further, or where do you think you see yourself with doing all these items? Like, what's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to have my blog of Pink Coral take off. Those are the two things. So come 2021, I'm going to re-put my focus back in that. My agency right now is kind of set up where I can help other freelancers get work. And that way it leaves me out of the work and I can help more connections. So it's actually just me giving back to other people, but it kind of helps me fuel my fire of Pink Coral. So in 5 years, I hope to be a full-time blogger, full-time Pink Coral, and I hope that everyone has heard of it.
With doing everything that you're doing, how bad did COVID hurt, or did it actually help?
It was both. COVID was really hard at the beginning. Everyone was stressing out. And at first I thought that I was disposable, just being social media marketing.
Yeah.
I actually ended up playing a bigger role in every one of my clients' businesses, which is how we kind of expanded and I got to build this team. But I also got burnt out for the first time. I'm 33. I've been doing entrepreneurship full time for about 7 years. And this is the first time I couldn't even open my computer for a week. Like I've never had a burnout like that. It was hard. So this was the best and worst of my life this year.
I guess in the sense of, we obviously, it hit us hard, but I think it gave us also that work-life balance at the point to where now it was like, okay, can you pursue what you're really truly loving, or were you just going to sit around and just kind of like enjoy the time off or anything like that?
That's it. Yeah.
And I think in your end, it fired you up, right?
It did. And like my online business kind of had a little bit of a boost, which was amazing. And then my digital marketing agency was a rebrand because I had to get rid of clients I couldn't deal with. Like when I was distracted in real life, that was fine. But when you're sitting at home, like I couldn't deal with them. They weren't worth the money. You know what I mean? So now that's why I'm lucky now, because I'm only doing things I love, and COVID did that, but not without a little bit of pain.
No,
you know?
of course. So with social media, how do you feel like that really affects, I guess, anybody starting off doing exactly what you're doing? Is social media the strongest platform of where obviously they need to be doing advertising? Do they need a local spot? Like, what would you recommend really someone saying, hey, you know what? I want to start off just like Jess. Like, what should I do?
Oh my goodness. Definitely Definitely. That's why I love my social media agency, because while I am working for clients, I'm also learning about different industries, what different customers want, and I can apply that to my business and to my blog. I definitely think that social media is the place to start for everything. There's so many resources and platforms. And honestly, these past few months, I was introduced to TikTok. Now, I know TikTok's a little controversial. I was afraid that I was going to be too old for that app, but I have never learned more from one app in my life. It's amazing.
So with TikTok, because I still don't even understand it, like what is really TikTok doing for businesses?
So TikTok has a different algorithm. Twitter and Instagram change their algorithms to make it more authentic. So basically, it's harder for creators to get their content viewed. TikTok, what they do is they send it to 100 people. And if it does pretty good with 100, then they send it to 200. And now if people are watching it more than once, then they'll send it to 1,000 instead of upping it by 100. So I posted a stupid video of like a movie quote and like 10,000 people saw it because I guess they enjoyed the video. So it's easier to get more views. Yes. And then once you already have that engagement on TikTok, it's easy to keep it. So that's why creators love TikTok.
Oh my God. Like that's the thing. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm in tune. And then now hearing how you explain it, I'm like, I go, yeah, it does make sense. But I was like, what are people doing? Are they just making stupid little videos on the side? Like, why are we enjoying this?
Stupid videos. Don't worry. There's stupid videos, but there's so much on there that's worthwhile content because everybody has switched from all the other platforms and they're all on TikTok now. So you'll see that. You'll like, most people will be like, follow me on my YouTube or my Instagram, but TikTok is their number one.
So now,
just to gain exposure, I would say.
I was gonna say, so you would think definitely someone has to have a TikTok account. Like, definitely take advantage of that.
I wouldn't say you have to, but I recommend everybody does. Just to build brand awareness, if nothing else. You could have a beautiful Instagram and keep that as your solid business, but TikTok is a way that like you need to be putting something out there. You know, just because you can have more eyes on your brand than any other platform. So I don't see why any business wouldn't want to do that.
I was going to say, how do you do with YouTube? Do you actually put up YouTube? Because I would think as blogging and stuff like that, you would also be like as a vlogger, no?
No. Oh my gosh.
Video
is so difficult and YouTube is so difficult. I don't go near YouTube for any client, for anything. I'm like, YouTube is scary.
I love that. You were like, no. It's like...
No. I have people that ask me all the time and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't do YouTube.
Why? But why? I would think that you would love to be put it out there, like, because I love beautiful girls. I love girls, and I'm like, I go, come on, like, I think you guys should be out there because I think that's a great marketing tool too. Like, when you're pretty, take advantage of it. Like, put yourself in front.
For sure, but the only issue is, this is what, in my personal opinion, I think YouTube is like the last one. You have to have a solid
everything else really strong,
following to convert over there, and it's hard to just get a following on YouTube. So I was actually recently working with this blogger. And I said, I followed your YouTube. I didn't know you even had one. And she's like, all right, I'm going to TikTok now. Because she, on Instagram, she's getting, 3,000-4,000 views on every video. On YouTube, maybe 9 or 10. And TikTok will be even more than that. So
I find it so weird. Like, how are you with the hashtagging game? Like, are you strong with that hashtag?
Yes, hashtags are everything. And there's websites for that too, So my recommendation is always pick a hashtag that's not at the top and not at the bottom.
Interesting. Okay, good. So basically, obviously, we want this to flourish. We want you to definitely go forward with having hopefully another spot again, or if we, like how we talked about that bus on the go with your, with your designs. So what would you say that really inspires you to push for what you want to do?
I want to have my own line of clothing, and I really want to do streetwear and t-shirts. That was the original, my original idea before Pink Coral launched. So COVID kind of reintroduced me to my new streetwear collection. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, that'll be the big push. I would like to be in stores all over Miami, and I would like to be a recognized Miami brand. Just, this is my home. I love it. Even if I'm not going to be here for the rest of my life, my heart will always be here. So I want Tagged in Miami, my blog, to be known and to help other businesses. And I want Pink Coral Miami to be recognized,
Do you think it's a tough business in Miami to start off? Or do you think it's too many people?
Yeah, just because shopping's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Not too many people, because people are pretty open-minded here, and we are always looking for the next thing. So I'm pretty lucky with that. But just women are hard on themselves. That's the hardest thing.
I think that's the toughest part. I think it's just it's more the critics. It's like they're very critical. And obviously we see what online reality shows have. Does that take it to a different toll to where how people are wanting to stylize because they're just really strictly seeing what celebrities are doing? Or are people really following like, you know what, let me just wake up, wear the hell whatever I want to wear, and let's just say this looks good?
I had this one customer, I think we sent like 5 emails over a month just about sizing. I was like, listen, take it and I will give you a full 100% refund if it doesn't fit. Eventually she got it and it looks great, but women, like, they'll look at me and they're like, oh, you're skinny, I can't fit in these. And I'm like, this isn't for me though. I bought it for your body. I bought it for us, girl. Like, I want us both to look good. So that's something I'm really going to try to work on next year, marketing wise, is just telling that brand story. I want people to feel good in my clothes. Yeah. And every woman that's been like, I don't know if this looks good, it always looks good on them. I promise.
Are they comparing a lot to a certain celebrity to say, I want to look like this? Or like I guess where's their mindset when they're saying this is what I think my style is?
The most thing that I get from women is like, oh, I have to lose some weight to fit in this. That's the most things that I hear from women almost on a daily basis. And I hate that because, listen, women are beautiful. We're better than any man. So with
I'm like,
a little bit of
enjoy
weight or
every
not.
pound. Because I've always thought that. I'm like, I go, when I hear like some of the guys say like, yeah, you know what, I need to lose a little bit. I'm like, look at them. I'm like, you're really not fat. Like, what are we to say that you need to lose? Like, it's just, I think it's just, it's a mindset. And
100%.
I really feel like, yes, reality shows have ruined a lot of self-confidence. Because you see it constantly, and I don't know, in the gay world's very critical. Yeah. So it's like they have to have an image.
Well, you're the trendsetters. You're the trendsetters. You gotta look good, right?
So it's like I could only imagine in the straight world with girls. I could only imagine like they're just very critical as well. It's to one extreme to another.
It's difficult, and it sucks just because most of the time these women are so beautiful and they don't see it themselves. Yep. I always try to remind them. There's this one meme that I saw recently, and it was like, remember when you saw a picture of yourself from 5 years ago, and you thought like, or you remember like you felt so fat but you looked great. That's what I always try to remind people of, because we always have a warped perception of the way we look. You know, we look at ourselves.
Because even when you lose that weight, when you see that next photo again, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I could lose even more. Like I feel like it's never gonna be satisfying, especially in Miami.
Especially in Miami. And that's the crazy thing. Miami's a curvy place. I have my trainer to gain weight. I'm not trying to lose weight. I want to gain weight. I want to look like a Miami girl.
What's your secret? Because I'm trying to gain weight and I can't gain weight.
Eating. Oh my gosh, I've never ate more in my life.
Oh my God. So you do all of this. Is there a 9-to-5 job, or this is really just your full-time job?
No, my agency is kind of my 9-to-5, even though I do it every day. But yeah, that's the reason that I do everything myself, just so I can pick my schedule and focus on what's important, you know. But I delegate everything else. Someone else does my laundry. I'm on a meal plan for that. I have a trainer for my workout. Like, I can't be thinking about anything else.
God, I love it. It's like it is truly Malibu Barbie living in Miami.
It's like the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
So, and then I do want to touch base on the beautiful little dog that you got.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So you rescued him?
Moo is a rescue. Someone reached out to me. They put her on Instagram, and they found her running around in Pompano. She was abused, had some cuts on her face, was very traumatized. She had a harness on and a bunch of other things, and wouldn't even let anyone go near her to take that off. Even when I got her for 6 hours, she just sat at my door, wouldn't come near me. But now she's like a completely different dog.
I love it. And you know what?
Perfect.
You could see it sometimes. Some of those rescue dogs, I always tell everybody, yes, obviously adopt, don't shop. Yeah. But when you can rescue and you can save these lives, I'm a dog lover, and we're now at 3, which I think it's going to be a madhouse here. But yes. I think you just need to, because they depend on us.
Yeah. It's been an experience for me as well. Like I've been leaving her at home for the first time. And I'm like getting ready for separation anxiety, but it's on my end, and she's fine. I'm like, are
first
you okay?
First dog ever? Like, is it your first pet or no?
I've had 2 other dogs that I've raised from a puppy, but those were like designer dogs. You know, I will never get a designer dog again. This rescue is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Of course,
I've never loved anything like this.
They're less needy. They're more humble, so it's like less maintenance.
100%. I love her.
So tell me anything else about your side, yourself. Do you want to promote anything else? I know we're obviously telling everybody to go check you out on Instagram. It's at Jess Burns 16. Yep. And then you also have taggedinmiami.com.
Yep.
Anything else we want to say there?
Yeah, no, I think that's it for for now. I'll be launching my agency in a couple of weeks. So if anyone wants to follow me or have any marketing questions, but I think that's it.
So definitely look forward for 2021. There's going to be great things coming out. So follow her, start tagging everything. If you need questions, reach out to Jess. She'll definitely help you out. Before we end today, I just want to end with our final questions. So, and everybody keeps telling me, I think I need to have like a little like theme song going into this because it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Definitely. Yeah. Build the excitement.
So we're going to start off with our first question. It's going to be, what makes you happy?
The beach and then my dog and then coffee.
The beach and the dog. The beach, dog, and coffee.
Yeah. Cuban coffee is the best thing.
What's your sign? Are you a water sign or no?
No, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm pure fire.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Yep, we are.
Sagittarius. All the Sagittarius I've ever known, they're really nice, but crazy behind closed doors.
What are you?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Saggies are wild to Cancers, I know.
Yes, Cancers are very loving. Cancers are very artistic, but we're really emotional.
Yeah, and we hate emotions, so that's where we vary.
I know.
Yeah. My one Cancer friend, he always says, like, you can't run from this, so let's talk about it. I'm like, damn it, I want to run away.
Loving the beach. Do you live out on the beach or no?
Yeah, I just moved back to South Beach. I have my little headquarters for Pink Coral here, but I'm a block from the beach, so I'm there every morning for sunrise.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it because that's my ultimate goal. I want to move back out to the beach, be on the water, being able to see that either the sunset or sunrise wherever I land. Because I used to live in California, so I'm like, I love it. So hopefully one day.
It's amazing.
So if you can give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it have been?
Don't take everything personally and don't worry about making it perfect. That's something I struggle with. I'm a perfectionist and it pushes my projects back and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Most people aren't consistent. So if you are consistent and not perfect, you will succeed more than if you're not being consistent, but you're trying to be perfect. So
do you doubt yourself a lot?
Yes, absolutely. I second guess everything I do. I'm doing this without a partner, but I always rely on other people. So that's a lesson I learned this year. Like, it's all me. I'm doing it. This is my brand. This is my voice. And there's nothing I can't do, you know?
I think that's the hardest thing on ourselves. It's like we think we did great, but then we always think, oh, okay, but could it have been a little level higher? Like, could we have done this or could we have done that? And I think sometimes, you just got to go with your gut. Just do it the first time and that's it.
That's it. And I forget who they said, but they say the difference between doing something and not doing something is 15 seconds, because in that 15 seconds, you talk yourself out of it. So if you need to do something, jump into it.
I know. Do you, real quick, because I'm going to do a side note, do you think it's smart for people to try a project that doesn't succeed, do another one, or should they just stick that one out the whole time?
It depends. If you're passionate about that, then you should stick with that one. If that's your end all be all, then you can do it no matter what. That's, Steve Jobs and Henry Ford. They did things that humans thought were impossible until they're like, nope, we're going to do it. Yep. So if that's what you want to do, you go for it. But if it's something you're not passionate about and the project fails, then you probably, if you're passionate, you're going to keep going anyways. It's just going to happen. Your mind and your intuition is going to be like, no, we can do this better. So you have to love what you do. And that's what I tell everybody. Otherwise, you're going to quit and you don't want to do that.
What motivates you?
Not quitting. No, the beach motivates me quite a bit. But my little sister, she's 16 years younger than me. And our mother passed away when she was very young. So I am her role model. I raised that girl. And I want her to be proud of everything that I do. I want her to be like, that's my sister. She taught me this. I can do anything because my sister did. So
amen. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So then our last question would be, when you leave this earth, which word would best describe your life?
Oh my goodness. That's a good question.
I want you guys to think.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I think one of my biggest strengths, and I think the best thing about me that I love about me is my ability to always be optimistic. So I want to say optimism, because even though it's hard sometimes, I can find the light at end tunnel. So I think that would probably be it. I'm very good at being positive, especially when people don't want to be.
I love it. No, and I love it. And you can feel it. I see it through your social media. So I love the positivity that you share, and you just definitely keep promoting, which is great.
Thank you. You made my whole day today.
Anytime. So I am so happy. I am so proud of you, of what you're doing. Continue doing greatness. Continue being successful. Obviously, don't let this COVID get you. Obviously, it is helping. So hopefully you keep growing. And like I said earlier, I think definitely 2021 will have great things coming forward because you know what? I think we really saw the worst right now. So what's coming ahead hopefully should be more positive. But definitely check Jess out on Instagram. It's at Jess Burns 16. And also check out her website, taggedinmiami.com. Anything else you want to say before we close out?
No, we're actually right now I'm doing a giveaway with a local blogger in Miami. And so I think we're on day 10 or 11. So if you follow me on Instagram
awesome.
right now, you'll be able to get that. We're about to announce our grand prize, which is a art canvas piece by Atomico. You know, he was just named 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's our grand prize, and it's really cool. So go and follow me to enter.
Well, follow that, enter the giveaway. That's going to be really great. I wish you nothing the best. Like I said, I love you. Thank you for jumping on today. And you know what? Maybe I may have you just style me going forward.
Anytime. Thank you so much. You are amazing. And we're going to have to do a follow-up next year for sure.
Definitely will do. Well, I wish you the best. And like I tell everybody always, this is not the end, but more like to be continued.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget, always go with kind. Be sure to follow and subscribe on your favorite platform, and stay tuned for the next chapter of We're Big Kids Now.